Hi guys and welcome to the 2016 Hungarian Grand Prix preview. This is the 11th round of the 2016 Formula 1 season and it's going to be held just in the capital of Hungary, which is Budapest. This Grand Prix is going to be consisted over 70 laps and the certain length of the Hungarian Grand Prix is about 2.7 miles, which are equivalent that to the total race distance. It is about 190 miles. So we are in for a very good Grand Prix, but a very long Grand Prix as well. This is again one of my favourite circuits to be at. I love watching this Grand Prix. It has thrown some very entertaining races over throughout the years, which I will get onto just in a little bit. But just before I begin the preview, as you're aware by now, LC isn't with us right now. He currently has uni work to attend to, and obviously we wish him the best of luck. It's currently sorting something about next year, he was saying. So again, he can't be with us for this episode. He also won't be with us for the F1 debate show on Saturday. So again, that's a bit of a miss. Let's kick off this preview with the man in form right now, which is Lewis Hamilton. He's just closed the gap up to Rosberg in the championship by 1 point. Yes, Rosberg got demoted from second to third, but again, it used to be 43 points at one stage, and now it's all of a sudden it's a point. So Rosberg is throwing this massively away. And Lewis Hamilton, again, as I said, is the man on form right now. He's just won his home Grand Prix at Silverstone. Fantastic drive from the wets into the dries, drove superbly, crowd support was amazing. He got behind him on that, got pole, got the win. Fantastic, job done. Right, move on to the next Grand Prix, which is this one. So again, he's massive. He's more than favourite to win this Grand Prix. I think he's like second to none to win this Grand Prix, you could say. You might as well give it to him now. That's how certain he is to win this one. I'm gonna kick off with Lewis Hamilton because if he wins this Grand Prix, he will become the most successful driver at this circuit, which has been hosting Grand Prix since 1986, and this is the 31st running of the Hungarian Grand Prix at Budapest. He's currently tied with the legendary Michael Schumacher. Lewis Hamilton won this Grand Prix in 2007, 2009, 2012 and 2013, his first win with Mercedes. So this circuit holds a good memory for Lewis Hamilton with Mercedes. This is where he took his first win and pretty much where everything took off in the dominance of Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton. Obviously not until the following year. Also, if you remember I think it was 2014, sorry, this is where a very famous image of Lewis Hamilton's car caught on fire in qualifying as he came in the pit lane, and that was pretty much when people were debating whether is Lewis Hamilton's title challenge over. Obviously it wasn't, because he went on to win it, and he went on to win the championship again the following year. So again, obviously it's a very favourite circuit for Lewis Hamilton. I will probably again quote this every time I hear the Hungarian Grand Prix. I think of Lewis Hamilton. Same with the Canadian Grand Prix. This is where that's where he won his first ever Grand Prix. So again, this track holds very special memories for Lewis Hamilton. And again, why shouldn't he be contented out of not winning this Grand Prix? But again, you also got to look at his other teammate Nico Rosberg, who again is just blown a 43-point lead, guys. So he's just lost 42 points. He's only got one left. So I mean, this is like absolute chaos for Nico Rosberg right now, and obviously I've got to feel sorry for the guy because he started the season off so well. He was chasing Lewis Hamilton for the past 2 years. The start of this year, Hamilton had everything wrong with him. Rosberg had everything his way, and then obviously it's just gone. Really, it's just all that hard work has just been wasted, if I'm honest with you. But I think Rosberg will he'll need to keep that winning that positive mentality in him if he wants to try and keep this title race wide open, and I believe that this is going to be a very entertaining Grand Prix between these two drivers, because Rosberg will want to get that gap even more, but Lewis Hamilton will want to finally overtake Nico Rosberg, who's led the championship ever since day dot. So I say day dot, since the first race in Australia. So again, Lewis Hamilton has been out of his comfort zone for the past 11 races now. He could finally take the lead in the World Championship, and I probably will. If he does, I think he's going to stay there. So yes, as I was saying just before, Lewis Hamilton and Michael Schumacher both have won this Grand Prix 4 times. Ayrton Senna, the legendary Brazilian, has won this race 8 times rather. He has won this race 3 times. He won it in 1988, 1991 and 1992. And then the drivers before him were Nelson Piquet, Damon Hill, Jacques Villeneuve, Mika Hakkinen and Jenson Button, which is someone I want to just quickly throw into the hat about quickly, because again this Grand Prix holds a very big memory for Jenson Button. Let's not forget, this is where he won his very first Grand Prix with Honda back in 2006, which was a very a classic race in Formula 1. As a moment, obviously remember his big beady eyes when he won the race. It was a very iconic image in Formula 1. And McLaren got the best result here last season. I think they got P5 and P6, I think. Last year they got a very, very good result. Obviously the best result in 2015, which is a shocking year. This year they have got a better car. And hopefully they can, get some more points in this Grand Prix. They didn't do very well last time out at Silverstone, but they have got some very impressive results in 2016, but obviously not where they want to be. And obviously he won this race again in 2011, where he finished second in the overall championships, just behind four-time world champion Sebastian Vettel. That was going to win it, but maybe Q2, Q3 appearance, maybe some point. I think that's very highly likely for this driver. Won the race in 2011 with McLaren, who also have won this race 11 times, ladies and gentlemen. 11 times. That is pretty impressive. Obviously, not since 2012 with Lewis Hamilton. But anyways, very impressive from McLaren. They won this in 1988, 1991, 1992, 1999, 2000, 2005, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2011 and 2012. I'll get my breath back eventually. Williams are currently in second. They have won this race 7 times in 86, 87, 90, 93, 95, 96 and 97. Obviously the 80s and 90s where Williams were absolutely dominant. In third place rather is the team who's won it 6 times. Is Ferrari in 1989, 1998, 2001, 2002, 2004 and 2015. Currently, the current holders of the Hungarian Grand Prix, where Sebastian Vettel won it, let's not forget. The last runners is Red Bull, who and Red Bull have won this race 2 times, in 2010 and 2014 with Daniel Ricciardo, which is a very entertaining Grand Prix, let's not forget, by the way. So, as I was saying before, Sebastian Vettel won this Grand Prix last year with Ferrari, the second of his 3 wins last season, and he's coming into this Grand Prix very nearly to the summer break with no wins. He had a dreadful race at Silverstone. If I'm honest with you, not where Ferrari wanted to be, not where Sebastian Vettel wanted to be, and it was really poor 9th place. It just wasn't Sebastian Vettel like. I mean, what's going on with Ferrari right now? There's something not quite right with this team at the moment. They just can't seem to grasp a win right now. They can't seem to get the strategy right. They can't seem to get nothing seems to be going right for this team, which is very disappointing, because last season they had a very good car competing with the likes of Mercedes, and now then all of a sudden people were guessing Ferrari were going to be right. This is going to be a close challenge. The next thing Red Bull are knocking on the door all of a sudden. Who had a very poor 2014 and 2015. So what's going on with Ferrari right now? Who they haven't won a constructors since 2008. They haven't won a World Drivers' Championship since 2007, so obviously they're on a massive drought for a team like Ferrari. You know what I mean? And a driver like Sebastian Vettel, who's won the championship 4 times, they should be at the top, but they're not. And that's because obviously poor strategy, which is the main cause, I believe, of Ferrari not winning, which is poor. And what more can I say? I keep repeating myself every single week about Ferrari. Just they can't win. They have to win at some point, but when is it going to come? You know what I mean? Imagine if they don't win in 2016. You know what I mean? Like Sebastian Vettel won a race, ever since he came in, competitively. Every year from 2008 to 2013. 2014, he didn't win a Grand Prix because the car he had was really bad. Let's not forget. But then again, Daniel Ricciardo did win 3 Grand Prix, so obviously you can argue against that. But this car is better than that car. It's better than last year's car, in my opinion, from what I've seen. But they can't get a win out of it. No him or Raikkonen. Two very experienced drivers. 5 world championships between them. You know what I mean? So they know what they're doing. It's just Ferrari behind the scenes just don't know what they're doing, if I'm honest with you. So you need to sort yourself out, guys, massively, because this is really bad. And Kimi Raikkonen in 5th place at Silverstone. Yes, you could argue that is alright, but you just scraped through it into Q3 at Silverstone. Not where Ferrari should be, not where Vettel and Raikkonen want to be. They want to be up there challenging with Lewis Hamilton. But I don't think that's going to happen. They have to focus on next year. They have to get this car perfectly spot on, because I think if Ferrari have another win, let's say they go winless this year, they have to win next year, because if they don't, I think Sebastian Vettel will leave the summer break. I think Ferrari need to get the act together now. They need to get all the heads together. They need to get everything spot on in the next part of the season. Go to the summer break, no holidays, just focus on a win. And just try and close the gap to Mercedes. You aren't going to catch them, Ferrari. I know you're not. That's not me being unrealistic. Well, that's not me being, negative. That's me being realistic. You aren't going to catch them, but at least try and get as close as you can to them to then show that you have made progress from the first half of the season to the second half of the season, and then go forth from 2017 onwards and become the Ferrari you once were. So yes, a team I want to talk about this time who have won this Grand Prix twice in 2010 and 2014, who I did just say, is Red Bull, and two drivers who are, I would say, very much on top of the game, Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo. But Max Verstappen stands a very good chance at winning this Grand Prix if he gets his strategy right. Daniel Ricciardo proved that he could do it in 2014. Vettel did very well in 2015. Yes, Mercedes had hiccups at the past couple of races in Hungary, but let's not rule out, if they have it again, that Max Verstappen will jump to the chance, because he did in Spain, and I believe that he will at this Grand Prix. This is a very fast flowing, good cornering circuit, a bit like people say it's like Valencia, or the old Valencia / Monaco. I think there was a little bit of hint of Silverstone in there at some point, so who knows. Max Verstappen, for me, I think he's going to do very well at this Grand Prix. Podium definitely for him. Again, I'll post my predictions at the end. But I think Max Verstappen will get a podium. Daniel Ricciardo may just miss out, I believe. But I mean, that's the thing. When you come to preview Grand Prix like in 2016, when the Mercedes haven't been themselves, then obviously you can't predict it, because you got unpredictability in Ferrari and Williams, who one race do very well, the next race do really bad. Red Bull, who are just in and out all the time, they're probably the next team, I believe, to catch the Mercedes. I think they're going to overtake Ferrari at some point. They'll form the all-Armenian driver, Max Verstappen. Very, very talented indeed. Daniel Ricciardo, I would love to see him to win another Grand Prix. I love his reaction, how happy he looks, how positive he is about the team, how he congratulates them. It is absolutely fantastic. Yes, obviously, I think the only time we've ever seen him, disappointed was in Monaco, which you do not want to see again, Red Bull, by the way. But I mean, obviously, who knows? I mean, Red Bull might get their strategy right. Red Bull might, be spot on, get both cars on the podium, which would be good to see. So yes, the team I'm going to briefly move on to right now is Force India, 6th place and 7th place for Checo and Nico Hülkenberg. Very, very impressive from a team who, again, as I was said, in the midfield, struggling financially, are somehow developing this amazing package right now. And if you remember, I think it was last year when Force India, when Sergio Perez did that amazing, double, let's say, in I think it was FP2, I think last year. I could be wrong. I'm not really too sure. But again, that was very weird to see, very fun to see. But I don't think that's going to be the case this weekend. But I believe that they might get a very decent result. In my eyes, I hope they don't, because I'm a McLaren fan and they're our nearest rivals right now. But you know what? I like Force India. They're like, they're a bit like Manor. They're like my team that I like a bit on the side. At the same time, I don't want them to do well, but a little bit inside his goals. Guys, these are all right. I want you to do well. Where I think they'll finish, I think let's say Perez 9th and Hülkenberg 10th. I think they're going to just round up the top 10, unless it is raining. Obviously, I don't know the weather forecast for this particular Grand Prix. I'll probably post it on our on our Facebook page rather. If you go and check the link in the description below, it'll take you straight there. But yeah, obviously we don't know if it's going to rain or not. If it does rain, maybe Jensen Button might have a good chance at having a very good race. It didn't show that at Silverstone, but again, Hungary is a bit of a slightly different track to Silverstone. But obviously, who knows? But yes, I mean, Force India currently right now are doing a very, very impressing everybody at the moment. I believe next year could be a very important year for Force India. They did say that they're more focused on 2017's car, because when they launched 2016's car, everyone was saying it looks exactly the same as the B spec car in 2015. They're like, yes, on the outside it does, on the inside not really, but we're more focusing on next year's car, which is obviously changing aerodynamics and stuff, which is what most teams will be doing. So again, I think next year is a make or break year. I believe Force India need to break out of that midfield category and sort of boost their chances going forward, because I think that is a team on a rise at the moment. If they can get, just break through that barrier and go and compete with the likes of Williams and Ferrari, then we could be in for a very good championship fight in the future. I just hope that that finances don't all of a sudden crash. They're forcing to become Sauber or Renault or Manor, and score no points at races, which would be very poor to see. But at the moment, Force India are on a high. I believe that they will do well at this Grand Prix. Any Force India fans out there, let me know. Let us know in the comments below what you think they'll do. So yes, just reflecting on last year's race in 2015, where you had Sebastian Vettel won the race, Danny Kvyat came second, which scored him his first podium for Red Bull, who's now currently at Toro Rosso. Let's not forget, and Daniel Ricciardo, who came third. On pole position on that day was Lewis Hamilton, obviously. Fastest lap on that day was Daniel Ricciardo in the Red Bull. Very, very impressive in a car that wasn't really as quick, but obviously very entertaining Grand Prix for that as well. But also a quick few facts about the Hungaroring. In 2013, it was confirmed that the Hungaroring would host the Hungarian Grand Prix up until 2021, which was then extended a further 5 years. So it's going to be here up until 2026. So we've got another 10 years of the Hungarian Grand Prix, which we could see Lewis Hamilton smash that record. You know, he could win the next 10. Who knows? You know what I mean? You could have, like, 14, 15 wins at this Grand Prix. I doubt it, but I am pleased about that. And this is also the first Grand Prix circuit that reached over 200,000 attendance at any Grand Prix ever, which is fantastic. Obviously, the support from the Hungarians are absolutely fantastic in Formula 1. It's obviously ever since it first held Grand Prix in 1986. Obviously, Formula 1 there has just become very popular, especially with Finns apparently. So again, obviously a lot of Kimi Räikkönen, Valtteri Bottas fans will be there. So again, cheering them on. And also in 2001, Michael Schumacher, the legendary Michael Schumacher, also tied 51 Grand Prix wins, which at the time was a record set by Alain Prost. So again, he matched that in 2001. So again, that went on, obviously to go on for, I think it was another further 15, 16, 17, another 40 wins for the Germans. So again, that was absolutely fantastic. So again, another piece of history is at this Grand Prix. So yes, guys, I'm pretty sure that we are in for a very, very entertaining Grand Prix this weekend. I hope you catch it, obviously, for practice qualifying and the race. We'll be post updates on the page as it happens as well. So again, stay tuned for that. So also, just before we end this episode, I'm going to give you my predictions. I'm going to give you my top 3. I'm also going to give LC's top 3. But again, I'm going to go on to his top 10, which he sent us. So again, I'll read that off for him since of his absence. So again, my first, or my top 3 rather, I think Lewis Hamilton to win the race without a doubt. Second place, Max Verstappen. Third place, I'm going to go with Nico Rosberg. And moving on to LC's predictions, his top 3 are: first place, Max Verstappen. Not bad. Second place, Sebastian Vettel. Third place, Daniel Ricciardo. So again, double Red Bull and a Ferrari, but except Max Verstappen winning that Grand Prix. Very good predictions, LC. Obviously, let us know your predictions in the comments below. But he goes on to say, 4th place, Lewis Hamilton. 5th place, Nico Rosberg. 6th place, Kimi Räikkönen. 7th place, Danny Kvyat. 8th place, Nico Hulkenberg. 9th, Fernando Alonso. And in 10th, Carlos Sainz. So very, very interesting predictions there from LC. Who again, obviously, he can't be with us this weekend. But yeah, very strange predictions from LC there. If you are watching this, very risky as well. But again, we'll have to see how it turns out, guys. But anyways, thank you very much for watching this preview. Yes, it is a bit of a shorter one this week because we've got no back and forth talking. But yes, as I said, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more F1 action throughout this Hungarian Grand Prix weekend. Tomorrow we have our vlog that comes up from Silverstone. Yes, it is a bit late. I have had trouble getting it all together, but it's finally ready to be uploaded, so stay tuned for that. Also on Saturday, catch the F1 debate show where we can talk about some very big topics that have happened this week in Formula 1. And on Sunday, don't forget to catch my Grand Prix preview, which I believe, obviously, I'm going to be doing on my own. Obviously, LC is not going to be here, but hopefully it's going to be here for next week for the German Grand Prix. So again, we'll catch you there. Hopefully LC is going to be with us. See you later, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and we'll see you later.